Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I present to you Scrub Zero. Been a while since I did one of these, but this is just something I've been wondering for a while. And it's kind of beginning all it is. I'm like, when have we become glamour and glitz over substance? Seems like all it is these days is just, oh, we going to sensationalize this and that, but the substance behind it, or once you peel it back or look at the behind the curtain, it's like it ain't there. It's like, so we ain't got no substance, but we got all this glitz and glamour, and everyone gravitating to it for one reason or another, and then we wonder why are things the way it is? Because a lot of people just subscribe to the BS. I'd like to say it's something different, but it's not. Like, we've been just like with sports. Talk about the NBA, they've been promoting LeBron James for how long? He's a great talent, but as a player, he has not lived like the skill level doesn't match up. He gets hyped up more like the amount of hype he gets and what he actually is as a player, breaking down his game. It's like, no, he's not that guy. And it's certainly as a Laker, he's been a disappointment. Yeah, they got a championship. It was in the bubble, so you know how much you want to take out of that. If you feel it, if you hold some stock in it, good for you. If you don't, all right. I don't really hold too much stock in it. But even with that, with the Lakers, you just one championship ain't good enough. Excuse me. It's gotta be more than just one championship. You gotta get two, three. Like, you gotta get multiple championships with the Lakers. And LeBron James has. In fact, heard you heard the situation on Polo's channel. I'm pretty sure Jose's going to say something about it at some point. HD, Carcino. Subscribe to all of the channels. That's Polo Sports Talking ENT. Seahawks Jose Rodriguez. Welcome to HDII TV and Carcino for Life, amongst others, of course. Like, there's a lot more people than just them that's doing their thing. But the LeBron James the Lakers gave LeBron James everything he wanted. It hasn't worked out. They passed up on moves they were going to make to accommodate to LeBron. It hasn't worked out. LeBron's still upset, but then, like I said, we're not bending anymore. We gave you what you want. Now this is what it's going to be. And for a guy who's supposed to be this great, like, make it work with what you got. You shouldn't need to be trying to make all these moves. You should be like, nah. I can make it work. We can make it work. But this is a guy who doesn't play off the ball. He has no post game whatsoever. He doesn't play defense. His footwork's, he doesn't have any good footwork. Like, he is a great talent, but Father Time is catching up, and his impact is not it's not where it once was. Like, they're losing games. He's getting his numbers, but they're losing games. Teams want him to score, and you see what he's giving you. So that's what that is. But you see, it's glamour over substance. When you got teams like Cleveland that's actually winning games, like top 3 or 4 in the conference, I haven't checked as of late, so I might not be remembering that. But they've made themselves a viable team in the East. Memphis, top 3 in the West. They've been amazing. But we don't talk about them. We talk like they got substance, but we don't talk about them. We talk about LeBron James. And then the they'll talk about Westbrook and how he's not getting it done, or how AD ain't getting it done, or all these other guys, but no one's going after LeBron. So he ain't getting the substance. So you look at games, like, man, crazy thing is I was talking about to my guy yesterday about it. And I'm gonna have to take a look at myself to see how much it's not in this game that compared to previous iterations. But we just talking about the King of Fighters. King of Fighters 13. Like it wasn't a bare bones game. Like you had your fight modes, but you could there was combo training. You had the free practice. There was it's quite a bit in there that you could do. That you can actually get something out of it. You could spend time on it, and you'd get production. Like, well, not production, but like you get an experience out of it. Something worth investing time in. I've only seen like just articles on like the characters with King of Fighters 15, and even with 13, like you had the DLC stuff, but it wasn't as heavy. Wasn't as big as it is now. With games like you talk about characters, they'll have an initial roster these days, and then they'll add characters via DLC, but you gotta pay for it. Whereas before, like you'd have these like there's characters in a game, you gotta unlock them. Some of which were basic, some of which you actually had to put in work. Like you actually had to have some type of ability in the game to get to a certain point. So it wasn't just this. All right, no, like just like simple commands. Like you can just do the same thing over and over. Like you had to come up with different combos, different attack patterns, to that sort of thing. And aesthetically, like you see a lot of people just do the same thing, like. And it's like, so it ends up being like, all right, you got this game, you got a series that's done well, and you got the characters, but when you talk about the actual gameplay and things you could do, it's pretty bare bones, and I'm getting tired of it, man. Like I'll give you another example, Smash, an even better one. Now, with Smash, the Smash Brothers is Super Smash Brothers. The latest game is pretty bare bone. Like you got the characters, but there's really not much else to do except fight. I mean, they have a somewhat story mode, I guess. World of Light. I wasn't interested in it. It was pretty. It was boring to me. I really just couldn't get into it, personally. Like, it didn't feel like there was anything to really invest in. Like, you had the opening cutscene of it, and then it's just going through the board. I haven't even done enough, but I've seen a little bit of it. It's like, I couldn't care less. And like the other one was like, there's no more target. There's no break the targets. It's just pure fighting, and even that, like I see from a lot of what I've seen, it's very it's either going to be super casual or super meta based, and like so it's a lot of meta play. It's really just doing the same thing. Like there's just certain combos in there. Like, all right, this is what you do, and then because yeah, you want to be efficient and you want to be optimal, but it's almost like it's either like I can't play it with the intent to win, but still enjoy my experience, as opposed to like two iterations back with Brawl. Like, I would get upset losing because I don't like losing, but like I could I can play with the aim to win, but I still have fun with it. And there was other things you do. There's the target practice. There's home run contest. You got the story mode. That was the first time Smash had a story mode, and it was damn good, at least in my opinion. It so like these days now, it's really like Street Fighter Five. I remember it just being like you had limited characters, and it was just and all you really was doing was fighting. There's nothing more to do. And you would think for a game in the 20 like well, I think the game came out like 2017 or something such. I don't even know how long that game been out. Now they got Street Fighter 6 that's gonna come out, but like the game was so bare bones compared to even Street Fighter 4. Street Fighter 4 wasn't a bad game by any means. Now, there's other Street Fighter games I prefer personally, but like Street Fighter 4 was not a bad game. Like even just the base Street Fighter 4, like it was something that you could say, all right, now this is worth playing. But now, like I'm not gonna pay $60 for these barebone games that isn't complete, that have a lot of that's gonna get day one patches and how many different updates throughout the life of the game. Is like, just make a complete game, as opposed to giving me at best half a game and then you have me paying like $30 for more DLC to have a complete game, or even still an incomplete game. Like it gets frustrating. Like, so for me, I don't like it, but that's me. I don't think it's a great thing. I know there's gonna be people like, well, then don't like. Listen, there's some games like you don't really know until you actually play, like how bare bones are on bare bones it is, because like you could watch someone play, but until you actually play yourself, you don't get a proper experience. Like you can't. It's some games at least you won't be able to get a real read on it, but once you do, it's it ain't what you would think it would be. Like for some games, like I got the Pokemon Gen 4 remake, the Diamond and Pearl, and like it wasn't that it was an incomplete game, because it was a complete game. I would have preferred not to pay $60 for it, but only reason I got it is because it was me and my friend, and we split the cost. Because you know how Pokemon is, you get two versions and each is a full price game, which is kind of nonsense. But that's a whole different conversation with Pokemon. I'll get that in another video. But like we split the cost. So he got one version, I got one version. We've been able to do stuff on it, like trade Pokemon and all kinds of other stuff. And like getting through the game, like at least that was a complete game. Now, like I said, I preferred that. Like it was a $40 game at the initial game, Diamond and Pearl. I think that because there's some things that they expanded on in this one, and you know, with inflation and time, like I could see how like it wasn't the worst investment of $60 in a game I've ever had. Let me put it you like that. Like I said, I would prefer to pay more toward $50, but like I think that would have been more even for that. But because they kept it, there's a lot of things they kept. They said a remake, but it was real. But a lot of things was more like a remaster than a remake, just with upscaling the quality. But so there was some hits and misses, but at least it was a complete game. That was a game that like, all right, that was a complete game, and it wasn't a waste of time to play it. Like, is there some other things I probably could have done that I might have enjoyed more? Yeah, but it wasn't a waste of time to the point where I thought it was not worth it. But with but that's like few and far between. Um, that's so you probably heard about notification. That's Jose go live. That's all I'm gonna do. So chances are I've just uploaded. He'll still be live. So if so, check it out. If you don't not able to catch it, hit it on the replay. Because we gonna chop it up. But yeah, but that's what a lot of games ain't what it used to be. Society ain't what it used to be. Sports ain't what it used to be. It's, like I said, a lot of glamour and not substance. You see with the NFL, they promote these damn quarterbacks and saying how all these guys are great. No, they're not. They're not great. Some of them are solid. Some of them are good, but there's very few guys I would say that are great in the league. And the guys that they want to promote, like, no, they're not. And the coaching is awful. The coaching's awful. The quality of football is awful. But they promote it like it's great. Like it's something to be celebrated. It's not. If you actually see what substance, like you look at the 80s, the 90s, even the 2000s, there was substance before they really pushed all these rules for the fucking quarterbacks. And then you look at this past season, especially these playoffs. How does a team with a shoddy offensive line like Cincinnati get all the way to the Super Bowl? Oh, I'll tell you. They don't like the Raiders. We don't like the Raiders, so we knew that was going to happen. Some of that was, of course, the Raiders doing, but, you know, there was some BS flags. Like, they protected these damn Bengals. And then you talk about Tennessee, the coaching was bad because when they're running with Derrick Henry, like, the carries he got, first of all, he shouldn't have gotten 20 carries, but the carries that you gave him in certain situations were not good situations. So, like, a lot of that coaching ended up costing, like, and of course, you still got to blame players because the players got to execute. But why are you putting you guys in bad positions to succeed? Cincinnati was a team that capitalized off of teams' mistakes. Patrick Mahomes, I don't know what the hell he did in the championship game. After that bad first half, like at the end of the first half where they didn't get the touchdown, he just went to tank. And that's not good. And Cincinnati went all the way to the Super Bowl. Now, Cincinnati has a good defense. I like their weapons. I think Joe Burrow's a good quarterback. He's not elite. Not yet. And that doesn't mean he won't be, but he's not elite right now. The offensive line is sorry. Now, and I don't think they did not play good enough where they should have got to the Super Bowl. But other teams made so many mistakes that it just gave them a clear lane to the Super Bowl. As for the Rams nearly blew the game against the Bucs. Of course, against the Cardinals, well, the Cardinals are trash because Cliff Kingsbury don't know what the hell he's doing. The Niners, if the dude actually catches the damn ball, the game's over. Yeah, they actually even out some of them damn calls with the unnecessary roughness and whatnot. Rams will get to the Super Bowl. Man. So, like, Matt Stafford nearly threw the damn game away, and they called every penalty in the damn book to keep him alive. So, I don't think there's... You see, and then they sensationalize these guys. Like, no, these guys are not that great. This is not great. Some of them are good, and some are just fucking average. Like none of these talking heads in the media be talking about, like, no one who do you do in media like that do it. They don't talk about Lamar Jackson. Lamar Jackson better than most of these damn quarterbacks. He starting to get better, yeah. But I would I don't think as of right now there's 5 quarterbacks I would take before him. Like that's how bad like everyone is. Like he isn't that good, but like you see like I can't think of 5 guys. And some of that's personal preference. I'm like, when I look at body of work one, I'm like, no, I don't even know if I actually right now. I don't know if I take anyone over Lamar Jackson right now. Provided he stay healthy, of course. But I don't think I would take anyone over him because no one else has really shown. I might have said Deshaun Watson, but Deshaun Watson didn't play this season, and when I talk about stuff like this, I don't include guys who didn't play, whether it be for injury or other reasons, and how they do. D4 is some wild stuff, but that's a different conversation. But yeah, they glamorize certain guys, and then here's another guy, Jalen Ramsey. Speaking of the Rams, when it's the other corner who's the top corner. Jalen Ramsey is overrated. But don't let the mainstream media tell you that. This dude get burned all the fucking time. But he plays ball, so. And if you know, and I don't mean as in the game on the field, but he plays ball, so they gonna promote him. But that's what I got. I went a little longer than this. I wasn't even planning to go this long. It was really supposed to be like 10 minutes at most. But I had to get some stuff on my chest, give some live views. I haven't done a video in a while. So, that's what I got for this one. Appreciate everyone who's checking it out. Hit the like button, share, subscribe. Leave your comments in the comment section. Until next time, I'm Scrub Zero. Catch you on the flip side.